Making his way out to the blue corner for fight number 5, here is Mike Hernandez.
Well, Robin, they pulled the fast one on us. Intermission's been moved. We're going to go right back to the cage, and we're going to do so with the walkout of Mike Hurricane Hernandez, who's got some of the best walkout music in the business.
Yeah, this is good. Hey, man, I will take another great matchup over an intermission any day of the week, and this is another good one. You know, I was checking out this Mike Hernandez, who's come up here to face Lyndon Whitlock from the home area, and this guy looks like a very legitimate 135-pound contender.
Well, in doing research for this fight, Robin, it was 16 combined wins between Whitlock and Hernandez, 13 of them by form of knockout.
This is going to be awesome. There's Hernandez, I think, is the shorter of the two, and at least anecdotally speaking, appears to have a shorter reach. Lyndon moves really well, so that's going to be interesting. Hernandez looking for his 8th win in 10 fights. This is the real deal. Lyndon does not want easy fights. I don't know anybody who's consistently asked for tough opponents like Lyndon Whitlock.
Yeah, and you take a look at the resume of Mike Hernandez, 3 wins in a row, 4 of his last 5. It started with Carl Deaton III at Mecca, 1 by KO. Anthony Zielinski at TXC Legends, 3 by KO. Giovanni Mojio at TXC Legends, 4 by decision. And then the biggest win of his career to this point, Thomas Vasquez by unanimous decision at Bellator 124 back in September.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see this guy, man. Great opportunity. You know, we're fortunate enough to see so many developing fighters, so many high caliber fighters. When you get a chance to see one that has so obviously got something going like this kid, I'm thrilled to see him in here against a tough cat like Lyndon.
And clearly Mike Hernandez knows where he is because he's wearing the stars and stripes in enemy territory.
He trains with Darren Cruikshank down in Detroit, and Darren is a creative striker.
One of the most dangerous strikers in the world.
And his opponent, making his way out to the red corner. Burlington, please welcome Lyndon Whitlock.
Just as we mentioned dangerous strikers, Lyndon Whitlock gonna make his way out 9-4 coming in. And Robin, he had back-to-back losses against 2 of the toughest in the business, Rick Glenn and Gavin Tucker. He then went out to Halifax and really rebuilt his stock. Back-to-back wins over Ryan Connor and a very tough Michael Spoonline.
Lyndon is super well-rounded, very, very smart, very skilled, in awesome shape, a very big 135-pounder, and very tough. Like I've sparred I'm on a much lower level, but I get an opportunity to get in with guys like this sometimes. So from an analyst point of view, try to understand what they do. And he's very hard to understand. He moves off rhythm. He flashes things that you try to recognize and try to either catch or counter, and he's just toying with you. I know that the man he's facing here in young Hernandez is on a much higher level. He'll be harder to trick than an old analyst, but it's very confusing when you go in and play with Whitlock. So it's going to be interesting to watch. See if he tries to lay some traps here on the feet for Mike Hernandez.
Well, one thing over the years that I've been in the sport, Robin, I've gotten to know Lyndon Whitlock very well. Not too long ago, I stepped into the gym for a little bit of kickboxing training with him, and he hits as hard as it looks.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, in my opinion, he has it all. He really does. He's also got, in 13 fights, he's got the key experience of a few losses against very, very good guys. And all it's done is driven him to get better. So if he's on tonight, if he's on and able to perform, he's going to have a very, very good night. But he's facing a tough cat, man. This is a great killer, another killer matchup here at Global Warriors.
At weigh-ins yesterday, Scott McCovey, who manages Lyndon Whitlock and is a fighter himself, said to me, watch for Lyndon's ground game. Rory McDonald has it on a different level than it's ever been before. He said Lyndon is getting just as good on the ground as he is with his hands.
Absolutely. In the gi, he'll submit some black belts. I mean, even in the gi, in traditional jiu-jitsu, which a lot of MMA guys, smart, committed MMA guys do not get good at, he is very good. But he's got to put it all together.
And here we go, Burlington, Ontario. The following contest is scheduled for 3 rounds in the bantamweight division. Introducing your fighters. First, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the red, white, and blue trunks. Standing 5 feet 6 inches tall, he weighed in at 135 pounds. He is a boxing and wrestling specialist, making his way to the cage with a record of 7 wins and only 2 losses, with 5 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Representing Darren Cruikshank's Michigan top team and Detroit Jiu-Jitsu, fighting out of the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan, USA. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Mike Hurricane Hernandez. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks trimmed in white. Standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, he weighed in at 135 pounds. He's a freestyle mixed martial artist, making his way to the cage with 9 wins and 4 losses, with 4 of those wins coming by way of submission and 3 big wins coming by way of knockout. Representing Parabellum and Tap Out Burlington, fighting out of Stony Creek, Ontario, here is Lyndon Whitlock. Referee Ivan Speck.
Well, you know who the crowd's behind in this one without a question.
The American.
No, not the right guy. The other guy.
I love that he came in his American tie shorts. I mean, he gets it, you know, and that's no surprise coming from the Detroit superstar. Cruikshank absolutely gets the game, and he's a dangerous striker. Let's see what this kid has.
Well, when Cruikshank fought Brad Cardinal in Hamilton at Slammer and the Hammer, he came out to the old Hulk Hogan, I am a real American.
That's right.
So it's no surprise that Mike Hernandez comes out in the red, white, and blue trunks. Lyndon Whitlock in the black, and right away, Hernandez wants to take the center. Lyndon Whitlock will walk him down a little bit.
Yeah, you want to see that jab out of the longer fighter. So Whitlock just measuring with it. You don't have to touch with it. You just have to introduce it. He's not moving forward too much either. Wants to see what Hernandez has. I'm excited to see this kid work.
And Robin, one thing that Lyndon and I have joked about for a long time when I've called his fights, he's 2-0 as Mike Hernandez comes forward with a big punch. That's one we always joke about a little bit.
Well, yeah, a fighter will take whatever he can get. A really hard, crisp right hand by Whitlock tested the waters early.
As Hernandez wants to push forward, but Whitlock is walking him back to the cage. Now tries that Superman, and Lyndon caught him with a short right on the way out.
Whitlock is very relaxed and focused. And, you know, like I said, this guy's got all kinds of skills. It's been a bit of the theme tonight. There's a ton of super talents on this card. We'll say the same thing about Alex Ricci in the next fight. If some of these guys have the night that they need or in the mindset that they need, we're going to see brilliant things from them. That's the hardest thing for a fighter to do, especially when 2 guys like that are facing each other right here in the middle of the cage.
Whitlock circled there, threw the jab on his way around. Hernandez comes in with a hard leg kick. Didn't even phase Whitlock at all.
Yeah, Whitlock's in his zone, that's for sure, but Hernandez is loosening up here. And they're both testing different angles on each other. Watch their footwork. Just glance down. I know you don't want to miss anything with their hands, but if you're listening to this at home, watch their feet. Watch the patterns with which they're moving, trying to find a new entry point to come in and land that offense.
Hernandez swinging a little bit wildly, and he's got that reputation. Lyndon Whitlock a bit more crisp with his strikes. And Whitlock trying to find a way in as Hernandez dives his way forward.
Whitlock is doing a great job of fighting like the taller fighter so far here tonight.
Well, that's one thing that Hernandez knew coming in, was that he was going to have to track down the range on Whitlock, who is the longer fighter.
And Whitlock isn't necessarily leading either. Sometimes, you know, if a guy leads too much, you make him miss and you come in. If Whitlock was leading, Hernandez could slip off the line and drive forward with his right hand. But because Whitlock is managing the distance so well right now, he's really starting to feel comfortable.
Whitlock put a good one to the body there. Now trying to circle around is Whitlock as Hernandez tries to step into the middle of the cage once more. A little feint there from Hernandez as Whitlock will back away again. Robin, you're right. He's using that reach advantage very well, using the jab.
These are the types of fights that fascinate me because these guys are laying little traps, they're testing little tools, and they're trying to flash things that'll make the other respond. If the other responds, they can predict their movement. And there is beautiful timing. That is one of those things. Hernandez unexpectedly shifted up the card game right there.
Drove in for that takedown. Lyndon Whitlock doing everything he can to work his back to the cage and wall walk his way back to his feet.
Hernandez has both legs grabbed right now, so you can see his left hand has reached all the way underneath. Now he's got both. If your feet are not on the ground, you cannot stand up. And that's a simple strategy here by Hernandez. He's going to look to position and punch as he stands up.
Now Hernandez trying to unleash that hurricane as Lyndon Whitlock will back his way away.
So that changed the round a little bit because Hernandez is now winning the round in the opinion of the average judge. That changes things. Now Whitlock has to come forward, and Whitlock, you see what happens when he does.
He got hit with that hard right, and now Hernandez swinging wildly. Lyndon Whitlock down. Hernandez jumps on him. Whitlock back to his feet, trying to turtle back, get his senses a bit. Hernandez drops him with a left, takes the back. Whitlock trying to get back to his feet again. Hernandez again jumps on him. Whitlock turtled up, and Mike Hernandez is going to get the win.
Incredible stuff from Hernandez. Incredible stuff. Just found the right timing. It all started with that takedown. Controlled the takedown and used it, Whitlock's time getting back up, to strike in that moment. That started Whitlock needing to protect himself, and the kid unloaded. It was absolutely beautiful. I told you I was excited to see this Hernandez against somebody of the elite level of Lyndon Whitlock, and wow, did he look good.
And you can see Lyndon Whitlock disappointed. He was doing well in that first round. You're right, Robin, it was the takedown that changed the game.
There are those, we often think of fighting as, well, he's fighting on the feet. Oh, now it's on the ground. But in those moments in between, when you're fighting to prevent a takedown or you're fighting to get back to your feet, committing to get back to your feet keeps you busy. And while you're busy, your opponent can get offensive. That was the moment where Hernandez won this fight.
And we will throw this one back into the cage to get your official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for both of the fighters in this cage. Referee Ivan Svek stands it to stop the contest at 4 minutes, 42 seconds of the first round for your winner by TKO, Mike Hurricane Hernandez.
Mike Hernandez, how are you, sir? Now, much like your good friend Darren Cruikshank, last time I saw him fight in Canada, he came out to Hulk Hogan's I'm a Real American. You got the American shorts on here doing your job, but man, that was one in the transition between him on the ground, on his route, while he's busy getting back to his feet. That's when you unloaded on him. Is that where you were looking to get busy on Lyndon?
No, sir. I just knew that shit was bad, and I wanted to fight him. He's a tough kid. I have so much respect for him. But the thing is, I wanted to fight in Canada because these fans, I'm sorry, they're amazing. You guys are 100% behind your people and your fighters, and I love that. I wore these shirts from the beginning of my career. I love my country just like you guys love yours. I just want you guys to be fans of mine because I fight for the MMA fans. I fight for all of you people out there because you guys are amazing. You guys make me come in here and fight hard every time.
I think you just made a couple fans here tonight, Mike. Listen, man, that was a beautiful fight. That was your 10th professional fight, 8 wins. You know, and on the feet, you looked very, very good, but I love the way that you mixed it up there and hit him against the cage. He was a very tough guy. Did you know what to expect from Lyndon?
Oh, yeah. This guy, I seen him fight. I was always scared. I always doubted myself. But the whole reason to fight is to fight the best. If you fight the best now and you go to the UFC, you're always going to fight the best. So I want to fight the best fighters in the world, and I want to do it for all you fans, and I want to do it excitingly every single time. And I want to just say, I love my father so much. His birthday was a week ago, and I love him so much. I hope you enjoyed your night, Dad. I love you so much, and thank you for always supporting me. My whole family, my friends, you guys support me, and you guys are so amazing. You guys believe in me, and you keep me going.
Ladies and gentlemen, your new favorite American, Mike Hernandez. Congrats, Mike.